अस्सलाम वालेकुम, कैसे हैं आप? सब ठीक ठाक हैं? इसको मैं हाथ में पकड़ूंगा। एक्चुअली इसका पीछे से पता नहीं कैसे टूट गया है और थोड़ा सा पीछे मैसी, इट्स ओके, बट द वीडियो इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। द कंसेप्ट विच आई वांट टू एक्सप्लोर टुडे इज़ अबाउट द ग्रे मैटर एंड द वाइट मैटर. Most of us and most of the students and many of the teachers also don't know about exactly what is the gray matter and what is the white matter. Actually, I asked many times to the many peoples that in the demo classes and from the students that what is the gray and what is the white matter, and they tell me the traditional definition that written in the books like and the gray matter are those neurons that have not myelinated myelination, and white matter are those neurons that have myelination. This is somehow true. Actually, this is true as much, not so much. This is true as far as the appearance is concerned. Like, it is very obvious that if someone has the white appearance, we call it white matter, and if someone has not the white appearance, we call it the gray matter, because those neurons that have myelin sheath, of course myelin sheath appears as a white, so we call it the white matter. This is not the true concept. Actually, what is the good concept, you must be knowing about it. First of all, for this you must be very clear cut concept about the CNS and PNS, and I know everyone knows about the CNS and PNS. The CNS is consist of the brain and spinal cord, and the PNS consists of the all those nerves that emerge out from the CNS, like the cranial nerves and the spinal nerves. These two terms must be clear. After that, now listen very carefully. What is the gray matter and what is the white matter? As far as gray matter is concerned, what I'm telling you, that the cluster of cell bodies, just stop it there. Cluster of cell bodies is gray matter, and the cluster of axons is white matter. You must be very surprising that this is not the true concept. Actually, how we can clarify or justify this concept, the cluster of cell bodies, because cluster of cell bodies are also found in the outside the CNS. Actually, this is important. Actually, and the cells which are very you can say the making the nervous system, or the nervous system or nervous tissue, are the major concern. Thus, those cells. Actually, this is not only the neuron. There are the multiple cells, but we are not going into too much detail of them. But at least you must be knowing that the CNS and PNS are two different entities. Even though the cells are very different, like those cells they are found in the PNS, they don't found in the CNS, and those cells that found in the CNS they don't found in the PNS. So the how what is the correct concept about the gray matter? The gray matter is the cluster of cell bodies in the CNS. This is now onward, you must be remember that whenever you talk about the gray matter, it is the cluster of cell bodies in the CNS. Now, you can ask me that, sir, like we also can see the cluster of cell bodies in outside the PNS, outside the CNS, or in the PNS. Where? Actually, there's a dorsal root of the spinal nerve. There's a cluster of cell bodies. Cluster of cell bodies that termed as ganglion. So this is the difference. Cluster of cell bodies inside the CNS is gray matter. Cluster of cell bodies outside the CNS is ganglion. So this is one concept. You must be knowing about four different terminologies: gray matter, white matter, ganglion, and fourth one is nerve. I'm telling you right now. First of all, gray matter. What is gray matter? The cluster of cell bodies inside the CNS. What is ganglion? Cluster of cell bodies outside the CNS or inside the PNS. Now, white matter. Cluster of axons. All the axons put together in the CNS are termed as white matter. So what is nerve? Actually, cluster of axons also you can see outside the CNS. So this is white matter? Not at all. These are nerves, because you cannot apply the term nerve inside the CNS. Whenever if someone asks you that a nerve going in the CNS, this is total blunder. This is very wrong concept that you use the term nerve in the CNS. You can use the term nerve tract, not the nerve. Nerve is solely responsible or solely designated for the PNS system. So the cluster of axons in the PNS is termed as the nerve, and cluster of cell bodies in the PNS is termed as ganglion. Opposite to that, cluster of axons in the CNS is termed as white matter, and cluster of cell bodies inside the CNS is termed as gray matter. Now never forget about it. That onward now you must be have clear about the gray matter, white matter, nerve, and ganglion.